You know that feeling when you wake up and you're already tired? Like not sleepy, not groggy, just like your battery never fully recharged. You started the day already behind, or maybe it's that afternoon crash. Like the 3 p.m. brain fog that rolls in no matter what you eat or how much you feel like you slept the night before. The inflammation that your doctor calls mild, I don't know, as if mild inflammation that never goes away is somehow not a problem. What if I told you all that is pointing to the same place? Not your thyroid, not your adrenals, not your willpower, your mitochondria. Welcome back to Biological Restoration. I'm Amber, and this is episode 5, and today we are going cellular because this is where everything either falls apart or comes together. If you haven't listened to the last couple episodes yet, go back, especially episode 4 on nervous system regulation, because what we're talking about today builds directly on that foundation. Let's get into it. Most of us learned in school that mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cell, and that's true, but it's like saying a hospital is just a building. It massively undersells what's actually happening. Your mitochondria produce something called ATP, which is the actual energy currency that your body runs on. Every cell function, every hormone signal, every repair process, every thought you have, all of it requires ATP. No ATP, no function. It's that fundamental. But here's what most people don't know. Mitochondria also regulate your immune response. They are deeply involved in controlling inflammation. They signal to your DNA when to repair and when to replicate. They are central to how your cells age and whether they age well or poorly. So when your mitochondria are stressed, when they're damaged, depleted, or dysfunctional, it's not just that you feel tired. Your entire biological restoration capacity goes down. Inflammation goes up. Healing slows. Hormones dysregulate and cognition suffers. The whole system starts to strain and fall apart. This is not a minor issue. Mitochondrial dysfunction is showing up in research as an underlying factor in everything. Everything from chronic fatigue to metabolic disease to accelerated aging. This is truly foundational. Now, let's talk about inflammation because I want to reframe the way you think about it. Acute inflammation is your friend. You sprain your ankle, it swells. That's your immune system like rushing to get the resources to the site of the damage to start repairs. That's inflammation doing exactly what it's supposed to do. In short, it's targeted and it resolves. Chronic inflammation is a completely different animal. This is low-grade, systematic, ongoing activation of your immune system with no clear injury to repair and no resolution in sight. And this is what is quietly running in the background for millions of people who have been told that their labs are normal. Here's the mitochondrial connection. Chronic inflammation and mitochondrial dysfunction feed each other in a loop. Damaged mitochondria trigger inflammation, which triggers... Start over. Damaged mitochondria trigger inflammatory signals. Chronic inflammation damages more mitochondria. And round it goes. And every lap around that loop, your restoration capacity drops a little further. The fires keeping you sick are often the same fires keeping your cells from healing. And no peptide, no supplement, no protocol can fully overcome that loop if you don't address it at its source. So how do we break it? That's where the tools today that we're going to be talking about help with. Tool number 1, remove the primary inflammatory inputs. The fastest way to reduce mitochondrial stress is to stop adding to it. And the 3 biggest dietary drivers of chronic inflammation are seed oils like canola, vegetable oil, soybean oil, sunflower oil, corn oil, refined sugar, and ultra-processed food. Not because these things are like morally wrong, but because at a cellular level, they generate oxidative stress that directly damages mitochondrial membranes. I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm asking you to be informed. When you know that the oil your food was cooked in is actively generating cellular damage, you get to make a different choice. That's the whole point of this show. Information that gives you power. Swap seed oils for butter, ghee, tallow, or olive oil, even avocado oil. Reduce the processed sugars that you're eating. Start there. 2 weeks of that change alone will shift things that you can actually feel. Tool number 2, time-restricted eating. The second tool is time-restricted eating. And before you think, oh, God, this is just another intermittent fasting conversation, hear me out on the mechanism because it's specifically relevant to mitochondria. When you compress your eating window, even just 10 to 12 hours, you give yourselves time to run a process called autophagy. Think of it as cellular housekeeping. Your body breaks down damaged mitochondria and dysfunctional cellular components and either recycles them or removes them. It literally cleans house at the cellular level. You don't need to do a 24-hour fast to get this benefit. Finish eating by 7 p.m. and don't eat again until 7 a.m. That's a 12-hour window of not eating. That's it. That's enough to start activating autophagy consistently. Start there and build from what feels right to your body. Just make sure that in that out time of eating that you're getting enough calories and enough proteins in, okay? Tool number 3, zone 2 cardio. Yep, I'm flipping the switch on you. This third tool is one of the most powerful mitochondrial interventions we have, and it's probably not the one you expected. It's low-intensity, steady-state cardio. What researchers call zone 2 means moving at a pace where you can hold a conversation, like a brisk walk, a slow jog, easy cycling for 30 to 45 minutes. Not intense, not breathless. Comfortable and sustained. At this intensity, your body preferentially uses your mitochondria to generate energy. And it does something remarkable. It signals your cells to make more mitochondria. This process is called mitochondrial biogenesis. You are literally building new energy infrastructure at the cellular level. 3 to 4 sessions per week of 30 to 45 minutes is all you need. A walk counts. A bike ride counts. The intensity is deliberately low because if you go too hard, you shift out of the zone where adaptation happens. Slow is the medicine here. I want you to notice something over the last 3 episodes. We've been building a framework layer by layer. Biological restoration is possible, and it starts when you take ownership of your biology. Episode 4 was about your nervous system being the soil. You cannot heal in survival mode. And today, your mitochondria are the engine. Without cellular energy and without controlling inflammation, everything else is fighting uphill. This is why I'm so deliberate about sequencing on this show, because I've seen what happens when people skip these foundations and go straight to the advanced tools. They get partial results at best. They get frustrated. They decide the tools don't work when really the foundation just wasn't ready. And we are building something that lasts, and it starts here at the cell. Your homework this week, pick one of the 3 tools. Try to remove the seed oils. Try a 12-hour eating window, or get out for 3 zone 2 walks this week. Just one. Commit to it for 2 weeks and pay attention to what your energy tells you. In the next episode, we're going to start moving into some of the tools themselves, and I'm going to introduce you to the world of peptides. Not the hype, not the bro science. the actual biology of what peptides are and how they work in the body, and why the way most people are using them is leaving enormous results on the table. If you've been curious about peptides or skeptical, that episode is for you. Thank you for being here and for doing this work. Share this episode with someone who needs it, because chronic inflammation is quietly affecting more people than anyone is talking about. Like, subscribe, and share. I'm Amber. This is Biological Restoration. I'll see you in the next episode.